I didn't realize that you guys were working online. They haven't said anything to us yet. But they might. They like to do things last moment. But if they do, yeah, got to do it. So, but
Got to do. Oh, online? They didn't tell
yeah.
you to go online.
Well, they did say this that they do have online lessons, but it's done by another department. So I think they're thinking it's only one day. Like you have 2 days, so maybe they're thinking, let the
That's
teacher take
nice.
care of it,
Wonder you want to take days off. No kid, no wonder
No,
you
I have
like
a
these.
feeling. No, no, I have a feeling they're gonna send us an email saying, "Oh no, we need you to get on." You remember the 2020 when you guys were on, so I'll be like, yeah, I think I remember how to do that. But yeah, I won't be surprised. And the reality is, it's best for the kids to have their teacher anyway. So, you know,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a totally. I was planning for something completely
yeah,
different, and then now to do it online is going to be strange. But
totally changes. Yeah.
welcome to the show, everybody. I don't know if you can hear, but there are sirens going on. Can you hear them, Jacob? The sirens?
No.
Okay. So, um, we're in LA and we are hearing a lot of sirens these days, these last couple of days, because of the devastating wildfires that have sprung up everywhere. The major one, though, the most devastating one in LA history, the Palisades fire, has done untold damage. And so, yes, this is an educational channel, but if you think about what is being done in the school, how this has affected the schools, um, already there have been several schools that have been damaged. Of this taping, you have Palisades Charter High School. Um, you have Palisades Elementary and Marquez Elementary School with significant damage. I mean, they might be gone. That's the last I checked. They might be completely damaged by fire. And Jacob, what about your school? So I know this week you went back to school after winter break. Um, you started on Monday. What's going on? Were there any cancellations? What happened at school?
Thank you. Yeah, last night it was, I mean, before I tell you what happened at work, it was a tough night. Things were falling all over. There was high winds. I'm not sure if they were heavy where you were at, but where I live, there were really bad winds. And I thought, man, this is the worst combination with the fire, right? And so things were falling. I mean, Ruben, we have a basketball court that it's filled with water, so it's hard to move. It actually fell onto my car and gave a little dent. But it would, I mean,
Oh,
every so often you'd hear things breaking, like around the house or around the neighborhood. You'd hear falling things. And I'm like, what the heck? And it's a little eerie. And so when I woke up early and you could kind of start feeling in the air the soot and the bad air quality. And I drove to school, and right away I'm thinking, this seems weird. And the sky was just this orange color. And as the day went on, I'm right away thinking, why am I here? I'm coughing quite a bit. My chest hurts. And I'm like, well, is this my head? Am I just putting this in my head? And then I start watching the kids and they're coughing. And I'm like, we got to do something about this. And then about mid-afternoon, the principal gets on the you know, PA and says, "Hey, we're gonna be gone in about an hour and a half. Let allow the kids to call their parents and their phones. We want them to be picked up at this time, and then you guys can follow. After everyone's gone, you guys could, get your things together and you guys could leave as well." So I said, "Whoa, this was not just me." And like I said, I saw some kids coughing. I felt bad for them, and I'm like, "Man, why are we here?" And then I realized, Ruben, and you know this, that I'm in Southgate. I'm not like right next to. You're closer to the fires than I am, and because I know they're in Pasadena. We have family members who live in Monrovia and close to Pasadena, and so there's these two fires, the Pasadena one and of course the Palisades. And so I know we don't have it as tough, but it really was affecting, at least for me. I was like coughing, I gotta get out of
So,
here.
so just to reiterate, for your school, you reported today, but the administration let you out early due to the poor air quality
Yeah.
uh, and the
And
effect
now they,
on possible effect
right.
on students. So I agree with you that it's probably not a good idea to be exposed to that in a school setting
Yeah.
because it was very bad in terms of air quality where I'm at. So I'm kind of like in the um, Lincoln Heights, Highland Park area, close to downtown LA, but we were getting it, I think, from the Pasadena fire, and it was pretty bad. I will say, in fairness to admin, and because we had to go to school today too, but it wasn't clear what we were dealing with. I didn't even think twice about coming reporting to school, or it wasn't clear what the fire was. I don't think until we arrived at school, then people realized, oh, this is really, really bad. This is affecting us because in our minds, oh, that's the valley, Sylmar. So there were hot spots in besides Pacific Palisades, there was a hot spot, Alta Dena, Pasadena, Sylmar. Um, and then we realized, and then by the time we were at school, sometime during the day, they told us we will not be conducting school for the next 2 days. It'll be online. How about you?
Wow,
Same?
that's yeah. We got. I just looked at it right before you and I were emailing each other or texting each other. I'm sorry, and I saw that we will have tomorrow off. They didn't say Friday, but I'm thinking, as you know, these fire. I mean, we just got another Hollywood fire just started tonight, right? So now we're dealing with three fires. I can't see us going back on Friday. That's how bad the air quality. If people are watching this in different parts of the country, I know we know people across the country. So if they're watching this, this is the worst I've ever seen it. I've never seen a fire this close to where we reside, and the worst as in structures. I mean, we have a mother who used to live in Wrightwood up in the mountains, and they would get scares every so often, and you would think, well, that's a tough area to live, and you might get some structures burned down. Over 1,000 structures have been burnt down in the Palisades area, and not counting the Pasadena and now the Hollywood area. Um, it's pretty devastating. Think about all these homes, and we're talking about the. I mean, I know that a lot of these people are wealthy, and the sad part I heard, Ruben. I'm not sure if you heard, maybe you have, regarding insurance companies coming a few months ago in the Palisades area and say, "Hey, we can't insure you guys anymore because California is not allowing us to raise rates, so we're heading out." And they didn't insure these people, and a lot of these homes. I think James Woods is one of them lost their home, but now they can't, their homes aren't insured. So they've lost it. There's no way to get money back to help them rebuild. So a lot of these people are really, and I know this is a wealthy area, but still, these are homes. This is where you put your money in to a rainy day, right?
This is something that we discuss. These are things that you can talk about with students who don't have the life experience. What I brought up is, um, we take things for granted. We think students know a lot of these concepts, even the geography of LA. And I just explained to them, for those of you who don't know, Pacific Palisades is a higher income area, a lot of wealth. Malibu got hit, a lot of wealth, a lot of celebrities, or celebrities, not just the celebrities, but also just people of higher means. But that doesn't mean that they can just replace their house and everything's fine. You can't replace these memories. And there are some things that money can't buy. I mean, in my apartment, not to say I'm living wealthy here, but there are things that if the fire broke out, I can't replace some of these paintings that I have that were my father. I mean, I even have this painting from my student that I really enjoy, that I love, that she painted for me. But it's certain things that are really meaningful and they're mementos for people. And just the fact that this is your home, this is something that you treasure, this is something that you don't, that's part of you, that is part of your security and identity, is now gone. Um, we also talked in the class about being grateful for what you have, saying prayers for those who are less fortunate. Um, they it's a good opportunity to learn and to discuss certain things and even the history of some of the devastation. And I told them I've seen some devastating things in LA. I remember the Northridge earthquake, and I mentioned that. I even mentioned the riots, the Rodney King riots. But I said nothing compares to this type of devastation. Nothing I've seen and experienced.
Yeah, I mean, I can't. I was just talking to her brother Chris about it because he shared something really, really important, and I was thinking about it. He goes, Jake, do you have a go bag, like a go-to bag where you put things in and you're off? And I said, you know what, Chris, I don't have a bag, but I have the three or four things I know I'm going to grab, and I could grab them in a minute. I know exactly where they're at. I pick them up, and I'm out in the car. And he goes, "Oh, how about a couple of other things that you might think that they're not important, but they could be." And I started thinking about it, and I said, "Oh yeah, there are a couple other things that they're secondary, but they're still important." So he goes, "Yeah, you might want to get them closer together, and because you never know." And I know we're kind of away from the fires, but it's kind of a good thing to train yourself to have things close by. And there's for me, Ruben, there's not really too much, like you said, like these paintings you have. Those are valuable, especially if they come from your father or a student that you care about. But sometimes there's paperwork that you need, or but in my case, I have some my children's pictures that I have them right close together. I just pick them up and take them and some videos of them, and that's important to me. And that's it. I mean, if I lose clothes or some other valuables, you know what, they could be replaced. And of course, the most important thing is yourselves, your children and your pets. I see some of these people on TV, saving their cats and dogs, and they love, for a lot of people, these are like their children because pets are, I have two dogs, so I get it now. I didn't get it before I had dogs, and now I get it. They are part of the family, and so it really breaks my heart to see these people who are losing some pets. And there's already been some deaths, and they haven't given a number yet, but I think it was up to five. And that's just, we don't even know because they haven't gotten into a lot of the areas yet. So, the numbers are going to increase. And this is really heartbreaking. So, it's just, I know I've been praying for these people. So it's
So
devastating.
I also want to bring it back to students and their experience. And and I'll just say maybe this last thing is that as bad as it is, it might even be worse than what is being reported in the sense that we know about the fires, but we don't know about the impact in in the quality of life that this is leaving. What I mean by that is there are many, many people that have been evacuated, that have been displaced. People are on the run. They're running from their home. Think about the trauma, the anxiety of that, of not being sure if your home will be there when you get back. So there's that. And there's also those who haven't been evacuated. Many of those have lost power. So, we lose power for a few hours sometimes. I know I lost power here just for a couple of hours a few weeks ago, and I just waited till it came back. But this is a long time, and for some people, and tomorrow we're online. My class is online, and on Friday, and I'm already getting the emails. Quite a few emails from students saying, I can't be online tomorrow. We have no power. So this is a big impact on the quality of life and the happiness and well-being of our students that we need to think about. And we're not going to make this political, but this could be a very this can have far-reaching effects on how we are governed in the state because something is awry here on what has happened, how something like this can happen and just get worse and just it, this isn't the first wildfire.
Mm-mm. No, in California, we have them, so we have to be ready for.
Have
Yeah,
them,
I
but
hear you. I do
we're
want to share something, Ruben, before I forget, because we do have quite a bit of students who rely on meals at schools. I know with LAUSD, there's several schools throughout the county that are going to be open for food distribution. So if anybody sees this, know that you can go get a meal And just check at your local high school if it or elementary school or middle school if it's open for food. If not, it's going to be another school real close by to you. So that's sometimes we forget about that. That hey, during this time, a lot of times, school maybe some markets won't be open because we're gonna feel the effects in the next couple of days, and so we want to make sure our kids are eating and so forth. And I agree with you about the blame game. I think right now we just got to get these people um, taking care of these students who may be hurting more than we know. I think we're going to hear more of it as the days come.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and we hope for better things and more, just better news to report in the next few days. And we will see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.